Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan, and we're going to be talking about constructive criticism and being candid in the workplace. Little overview / agenda. Today, we're going to be talking about critique in the workplace, being radically candid, and kind of what radical candor means, as well as when and how to use it effectively. I like to start off with Gru here. He's kind of a big critiquer in Ratatouille, if you've ever seen the movie. But why are opinions, being candid, and critiques so important in the workplace? Because critiques, as a definition, is to evaluate somebody's work in a detailed and opinionated analytical way. Critique helps turn something once mediocre into something amazing. Having a subjective opinion in the workplace will lead towards great success in your career down the road. Challenging your peers' work and ideas is a good thing. This is what teamwork is all about. In the end, you want to work together to achieve the best possible end result. So why was Steve Jobs so successful? Steve Jobs was known as one of the best critiquers in the workplace ever. He constantly challenged his employees, his own ideas, and the ideas of others. Even if he knew that someone else's idea was better, he wanted to be convinced by them that it actually was. And this was a very inspirational leadership role that he became well known for across the world. Now, this may be a more direct and in-your-face approach, but it is Steve being radically candid. In the end, critique is designed to help your peers and not to hurt them. Sometimes this can kind of get in the way, and we'll get into the details of just how you're supposed to be using critique to your best advantage. So failure is inevitable. This is kind of cliche, but I thought I'd throw it in here. So with learning any new thing in life, you will encounter failures. It is most important to learn from these mistakes, take the feedback from your boss, and eventually provide the same to your peers. Most importantly, be sure to fail fast and fail forward. Being radically candid is the most important way for teams to stay effective and deliver successful results across the board. So radical candor. That's right. It's not a bird. It is how to get what you want by saying what you mean. It's basically a fancy way to say being candid. It's also interpreted as being direct and honest with people while taking care not to offend them. So radical by itself means far-reaching, and candor by itself means being open and honest in expression. Put those two together, you get the gist of it. When and how to use it. Being candid is kind of tricky at sometimes because it seems like you're just going to be making fun of what someone's doing or critiquing them in an ill-tempered manner. So in order to do that, you got to kind of take these three major points. The first one being building relationships. Be a little personal here and open up. Show that you care about the person. It's okay to talk about things other than work sometimes. That's how you get to know someone. So that's part of building relationships and being candid, is getting to know your peers, real motivations, and this is basically going to help having honest conversations down the road. As you begin to build and establish these relationships, you are required to challenge your peers to do better and provide constructive criticism where necessary. This means being honest with them about wherever they're at, even if it's not easy to say. Keep in mind that the most important thing about being candid is delivery. So, some of the key parts about the delivery is the tone of voice. I think this is the most important part of being candid, is how you deliver your feedback to your peers. Some of the don'ts: do not have a bitter voice, Do not raise your voice. No eye rolling. All of the things that you wouldn't want someone to do to you, basically, do not do when giving candid feedback. And then also importantly, stay calm and collected. Don't get over exuberant or too into the weeds. Just remain calm, deliver your feedback in a nice and soothing manner, even if it's something that they don't want to hear. So I'm going to end here with a closing example where it's giving someone feedback after a presentation. Now, we all know it's always hard to give feedback after a presentation, so I kind of came up with this little example of why delivery especially is super important. So Scott just gave a design presentation. Interestingly enough, his boss told Scott, "Hey, that was a wonderful presentation, but you said the word too much." She then explained that it can make people sound stupid. Now, pause. This is unacceptable. Luckily, Scott's boss was not finished. She followed up with, "This would be a shame because you are so smart." Now here is a good example and closing statement of how to be candid. So, when I said delivery is very important, the conversation might look something like this, where Scott's boss is giving feedback sounding like, "Hey Scott, that was a really good presentation, but you did say the word too much." Now this comes across as sounding slightly stupid. However, this would be a shame because you are such a smart young individual. Now, maybe you don't have to say the word stupid, but I kept it in for this example. Either way, you get the point. Delivery is everything. Maybe following it up with a compliment is going to go a lot farther than you would think. So here I have listed some resources from me / the IOD team. 2 books, if you have time to pick them up. If not, maybe you'll read them later in life. 1, Radical Candor by Kim Scott, and 2, Being Candid by Marcia Wilson. So that's all that I have for you guys today. I want to thank you for listening and hope that you start using Radical Candor in your daily life as well as in the workplace to come. We'll see you around soon. Bye-bye.